Did that even sound like a chainsaw? I don't know. What's up, killers? It's your final girl Mel, and this is my killer podcast. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me once again today. If you are new here, I am not only on YouTube, I'm also on Instagram, Letterboxd, TikTok, Twitter, and Patreon, and I am part of a Discord group called the Movie Room. All of those fun things will be linked below in the description, so check them out. But today we have a fun and exciting episode where I am going to be discussing how I felt about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that just dropped on Friday. Yeah! All right, guys, as we all know, there was a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre to drop on Friday. It went straight to streaming, straight to Netflix specifically, which a lot of people were concerned about the quality of the film, considering all that this film has been through in the production and trying to get it made in the first place, and the fact that it went straight to streaming and did not hit the theaters. So I was extra excited to check this one out. I do appreciate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series of movies. My experience with these movies is they're not really very cohesive. They don't really go together. The timelines are all crazy. Leatherface is different in almost all of them. His looks wise, personality wise. Even the name of the family changes from film to film. I didn't really know what to expect coming into this new one. From what I understand, it is a direct sequel to the first film, which was kind of exciting to see where they were going to take it, considering it's been so many years later. And I'm going to tell you right now, just from Jump Street, and you guys are not going to be shocked by this, but I was thoroughly entertained by this movie. I did a Letterboxd review. That link will be down below. You can check that out if you want to see the written review of it. I did give it 3 stars and a heart, which you guys know 3 stars is a recommendation. It's more than half. I give it a heart because that indicates that I did like it and I do recommend it because I found entertainment value in it. A lot of the times when I rate and review movies, I don't do it off of movie quality and cinematography, and I'm not grading these movies on the technical aspects of them. What I do is I merely rate movies on my enjoyment of them. I do talk about cinematography and atmosphere and stuff like that just to kind of give you guys a hint on what I saw and what you might see if you haven't seen it. But my overall rating is based truly off of if I found entertainment value in it, and if you guys have been here for a while, you kind of know where I fall when it comes to what movies I like and what movies I don't. So then we can kind of grow a bond and trust each other. When I say a movie is good, you kind of know what movie it might be, you know? Diving into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre straight off the bat, it is 0 to 100. It is a serial slaughtery type of movie. Leatherface isn't fucking around in this one. Some of the cinematography in this film, and I'll try and pull up some pictures and blast them at you if I can, was truly amazing. I went into this film not expecting the cinematography to be so good. There are just images in this movie that are amazing. They're so well crafted. The lighting is great, and they kind of burn into your brain and they stay there. One scene in particular is kind of in the beginning, so it's not really like a spoiler, but Leatherface is out in the middle of what looks like a sunflower field, but all the flowers are dead, and he just kind of like pops his head up, and you can just see this much. If I can find that picture, I'll put it up here for you. And then he just kind of like pops up and like runs away. That part cracked me up, but the imagery of that is just really haunting and kind of creepy, but it was also kind of funny. So the fact that I could have all these emotions based off of that one scene was kind of amazing. The storyline is a little thin. Sally does come back in this one. She comes back and she's old, and she looks like she's gonna kick some ass, but I don't really understand why they even bothered to write her into this one, because they didn't utilize her a whole lot. There is a moment in this film that just like the biggest fuck you to a legacy character I've ever seen. Spoiler alert, there are going to be some spoilers in here, but I will try and give you spoiler alerts before I say them. But Sally finds Leatherface, and she's bringing all this trauma and all of this years of haunting that she went through with her to come face to face with Leatherface, to finally stand up to him and have her way with killing him, and she wants so desperately for him to remember her and remember what he did, and he just fucking didn't. He's just like, I don't know you, so fuck you, I don't care. And he didn't even want to kill her either. One of the great things about this film is Leatherface actually had a motive this time. He had a very specific reason as to why he was killing people, and he was only killing those people that he needed to kill because of the reason he was out for blood. And Sally wasn't part of that, so he just didn't want to have anything to do with her. He literally just turns his back to her and walks away. He's like, fuck you. And it wasn't until she progressed on him to try and kill him that he then retaliated. So it was just kind of it's kind of weird. It was like, Sally, why are you here? Get out of here. But it also is like she lived out her whole life with years of trauma, and she didn't even need to, because he didn't even remember her or care that she was still living and out there. She was living in fear that he was going to come back and try and kill her, and he like clearly never was. So I don't know. That part was kind of funny in a way, but it was also unnecessary. People are saying this film is kind of woke in a way, and I actually didn't feel like the film was woke necessarily as much as it was just trying to touch on, you know, things that are happening in the world today, just to make this movie relatable to people who are living in the now, I guess, is kind of how I felt about it, because there was a lot of like gun control things going on in the movie, and at one point somebody was holding up their phone taking a video of Leatherface, and he's like, we're gonna cancel you, which that was maybe kind of more of a slap in the face to cancel culture, I felt like, because it's putting it out there how ridiculous it kind of is in a way. So that was kind of funny. But I wouldn't call the movie woke at all. I think it's just trying to be more in the now, and that's why some of those things were put into the film. One thing I do want to touch on, back to the cinematography, though some of the scenes were amazing. This movie doesn't have the same feel as pretty much all of the previous ones. This one definitely feels like a movie that was made in 2022, whereas the other ones were more vintage kind of looking. And to go along with that, this one also didn't have the same feeling. The other Texas Chainsaw Massacres they were full of dread. They were super dark. They were scary at times. It's horrific to kind of watch some of the things that happen in them. And though the gore in some of the other movies wasn't quite as high as this one, they were more effective in giving you that horrifying feeling inside. This one was not so scary as it was just more of a gore fest. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 is a complete gore fest. There's so many good kills in it. And it's just, like I said, the serial slaughtery in this movie is out of 10. Leatherface goes around and he kills people in fun and creative ways. There's lots of blood. There's lots of great practical effects. I think there is some CGI, but when they mix CGI with practical effects, it tends to be a little better. And then when you add in some of those cinematography scenes that are really eye-catching and really deep, it makes the gore and the serial slaughtery so much better. So all of that combined made this movie really fun to watch. It's kind of funny in a way. It's not gonna scare your pants off. I found entertainment value in this one, but I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I went in with lower expectations. I don't think I did, though, actually. I don't think I went into this film thinking it was gonna be a bad one. I just went into it thinking, like, what are they possibly gonna do with this movie? Because the other ones are just so completely different from each other that they could have done anything with this one, and as long as Leatherface was in it, it would have made sense. I do want to touch on his mask. I actually really dug his mask in this one. It obviously was somebody else's face he put on his own, but it kind of looked like it was melting off a little bit, and so seeing it from a distance was kind of super creepy. So I really dug his mask in this one. It added to the creep effect of it. To go back to the story a little bit, I don't know if I buy the story at all, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe these things are happening in today's world, where a group of people go and buy a small town to renovate it and bring it up to modernize it. I don't know. I've never really heard of people doing that, but maybe they do. It just seemed like kind of a weird story to play out, but it also kind of makes sense why, you know, Leatherface ended up going on his rampage to kill all of these people, you know, because that was his town that they were invading. But overall, I gave the movie a 3 stars and a heart. I liked it. I appreciated it. I feel like it's worth giving it a watch. The runtime is extremely short. It's only about an hour and 18, 20 minutes. It's not going to take a lot of your time. And even if it doesn't make your top 10 list, it's still going to have entertainment value, and you're still going to, I think, appreciate some of the things that this movie was able to pull off. So there you guys go. That was my review of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 on Netflix. Go check it out. Hit me in the comments below and let me know what you guys thought of this movie. Do you have the same thoughts and ideas that I do, or do you have something different? Did you totally hate this movie? Maybe you totally hated it. I don't know. I do have this Leatherface Funko Pop that I got. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. Oh, thank you. I just thought I'd bring him out since we're doing this review. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you want to help support me and my channel, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and kill that bell for your girl, and share me with your friends. If you'd like to further help support me and my channel, you gotta go on over to my Patreon page and see what's crapping over there. You are always welcome. Helps keep my dream alive, yourselves entertained, and the lights on in the building. But until the next time we gather, my fellow killers, have a killer day.